This is a public service announcement that the following podcast is not suitable for loudspeaker, young ears, or your mom.
Wham Bam Cheese and Ham Season 2. Let's go.
You're so poetic.
What can I say? I am the Shakespeare of the
Day. This is like when we sent each other just raps of nothing.
Oh, rap-diddy-rap, we're back.
No one else will get that but us.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I hope that picked up. I really hope that picked up. Yeah.
Let's go.
Are you recording again?
Yeah, leg out.
Okay. Whoop, whoop.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. We've been sitting here for the last 50 minutes. We've had some teething problems, but what's an Amapod's without... What's an Amapod's podcast without some teething problems?
Jesus Christ. It's like we've not been doing this ever for... No, England. That's meant to be good English.
Just that everywhere.
It's literally like we've never done this before because it's like we just forgot how to do anything.
Well, technically we have never done this before because this is our first time recording in person.
Yeah, because normally we do it on Skype, don't we? And then...
So hopefully the audio is actually better because we're in person.
With my coffee. Your coffee that is mine now.
Yeah, because it was too bitter.
It's quite nice. Bitter like me.
Eat some lemons, because you are so bitter.
Right, come on then, Kate Nash. I hope you all like our new intro. We thought we'd spice it up a little bit, add a little bit of spice.
And give you a warning at the beginning because we are vulgar. And also, right, so we just need to address a few things. Thank you to Jodie because she is our social media master. We have been a bit dead on it recently, but it's because we haven't had anything to release, but obviously now we're releasing stuff again. It will be picking back up, so hopefully you enjoy that. And also we need to address the fact that it is just me and Aimie here.
Did you forget my name then?
No, I thought you were going to say it, but you didn't, so I carried on.
We're just double A's now.
Yeah, so we were going to change the podcast name because everyone thinks it stood for Aimie, Millie, Abbi, but it doesn't. It's Ask Me Anything. So, but
we're just keeping it.
But yeah, we're the double A's.
Okay, anyway, we thought we'd start off with a little introductory intro to ease us all back into it because God knows we need to ease ourselves back into this.
So we were like, this is just going to be a short episode. No one else is going to be like 5 hours long.
I know.
We're hoping it's just going to be half an hour that we're going to be torturing your ears for, but let's see. So, what's been happening?
Well, loads. I don't even know where to start, but I think we should do it like the good old ways. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Have you prepared your good, bad, and ugly? Because I've got mine written in front of me. Well, I'll start then. So my good was... The first thing I actually wrote down for my good was I finally had my fanny waxed.
The ironic thing is that the first episode that we ever recorded... We spoke about how you needed your fanny wax. So has it been since January that you have not had it done?
Yes, it actually has.
Really?
Yeah, I was using woo-woo cream and then I ran out.
Big up the woo-woo.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even burn.
This is a disclaimer that the woo-woo cream does not burn the vulva.
And then I thought I'd shave it, and then I just couldn't be arsed. I won't lie to you, like, it was like the 80s down
I hate shaving my vagina.
Oh, there's so much effort, and I've got to move my stomach out of the fucking way.
Same. And I've got like an extra fold where I had a C-section, so it's like a lift and flip.
Lift and flip.
Fucking hell.
Well, Sian was really fully booked. Shameless plug, she's got grace. She was fully She was fully booked. And I texted her, like, look, I have a week off on these dates. If you have any cancellations, hit me up. Well, she had a cancellation. And then it was like 7 o'clock at night. And then the day before, she was like, oh, do you want to come in an hour early? And I was like, shut up. Does this mean I get 2 hours? And she was like, yeah. I was like, what the hell can I fit in 2 hours? So I had my fanny waxed. She obviously did my butthole too. My eyebrows waxed, my eyebrows tinted, and a pedicure.
Winning.
Balling.
And I'd just like to put another little announcement here that Amy's toes are now matching Faye's, which Faye liked to point out.
Oh, yeah, they're bright pink.
No, hot pink, as Faye likes to call it.
Is it fuchsia?
Fuchsia.
I don't fucking know.
Fuchsia?
That was like a colour. When I used to play Sims, it's like a colour I'd make the girls.
Yeah.
It was like hot pink. Fuchsia.
Hot pink.
Yeah.
My good. So yours is fanny wax. My good is
I do have another good, but that's the first one I wrote down. But actually, Dave and I are buying a house, which is obviously better. It's obviously better than having my fanny wax. But initially, when I thought, I was like, podcast, good thing that's happened.
Fanny wax.
So yeah, we're buying a house. But yeah.
I don't even, do I even have a good? What's been going on in my life? So we haven't spoken to them in like, what, 2 months? So what's been happening? Oh, I've had my hair chemically straightened finally, so I no longer look like Hagrid.
You never look like Hagrid anyway, but now you look like a sleek
little mermaid.
Goddess.
And I've been getting my nails done, but I keep on breaking them and chipping them, so my nail lady is gonna hate me.
That's why I've opted for the pedicure and not the hat, because if I'm packing, not gonna chip
True.
them.
What else have we been doing? We finally had our blowout, didn't we?
Yeah, we
and
did. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, we did actually put some on the Instagram stories.
When I'm left alone,
it's cold out here.
And if you didn't see the Instagram story, you missed out, because I'm not being funny, but I'm fucking talented.
But it was fucking brilliant. We got absolutely smashed. We did one of the TikTok shit mixes, didn't we? And when I say that everything was in there, but it just tasted like a fruit shoot, didn't it?
So good.
So good.
And I'm not a big drinker, but that was easy to drink.
But I'm really strange, so I don't like bitty food.
Every time I looked at her, so they put frozen raspberries and like frozen mixed berries, I think it was, in there.
Yeah.
And Abby's really weird and doesn't like texture, so she would drink it and then all of a sudden pull like a sick face and go she's just headbutted the wall. Yeah, she would do that because she would sit and like a blackcurrant or something would go into her mouth. Then she'd spit it out and carry on drinking. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing. You'd think that she's about to be sick, but it's because she had the texture of something in her mouth that she didn't like.
And it just kept on hitting the back of my throat, and I was just like...
But it would go quiet every time she did it.
But literally, we were messy. If you did not see the state of my patio the next day...
Dave fell asleep.
Yeah, Dave fell asleep. We went through like nearly a whole bottle of tequila, raki, and 4 bottles of sours between 4 of us.
So bad, isn't it?
I don't know how we're still alive. So that was good to have a blowout.
Well needed.
Proper.
With different people that you don't live with.
Yeah, 100%, because me and Jess aren't big drinkers, and you and Dave aren't really either, are you? But yeah, that was lush. The weather's been really nice as well. We had an impromptu barbecue the other day as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that was nice. It's the day before Dave left. Was it the day before? Yeah, no.
Sunday.
Monday. Yeah, because we both worked, didn't we?
Yeah, so it was Monday. And that was nice as well. But I don't know. I don't have something good that's like particularly stood out, but I've had a good time over the last couple of months.
Yeah, you've just been enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Getting back to work, getting back into the swing of normality, I suppose.
Yeah. I've had my second COVID jab, and you've had both of yours.
Oh, yeah,
since
so we are fully vaccinated!
Are we okay?
No, I think we're just happy to be doing this.
I'm happy to
again.
be recording, yeah.
Your eye went like this. I'm so happy my eye doesn't work. Sometimes I really wish this was a visual podcast, because we're just comedy
YouTube
geniuses.
video.
Yeah. Oh,
a visual podcast.
Okay, so let's get back to the swing of it. What is something bad that has happened for you?
I don't know, you go first, let me think. I should have thought of this, shouldn't I? You go first.
Okay, so I thought about this, and it is Dave going back. So obviously the first season, we started off while he was
a week away from coming home, wasn't he?
So he did 6.5 months deployment, and he went into isolation yesterday morning. Yeah.
Shit, no.
And do you know what's even more savage, right? So, a couple of weeks
ago... savaged. Sorry.
Classy, bougie.
Ratchet.
Anyway, Bahrain's rules are different to ours, so he was like quite savvy and had his COVID jab when I had mine done, so he was the first out of his whole mess, or crew, or whatever they are, to have his done. And then the hub that we got ours done at were closing down, so then we got our second jab a lot quicker than we were meant to. So he was fully vaccinated, and for ages it was Bahrain's rules were if you go to Bahrain, you have to have vaccinations from them, otherwise you have to isolate even if you're vaccinated. And then they changed it to if you're fully vaccinated, you have to isolate until you get a negative COVID test.
Yeah.
So Dave was like speaking to them about it, like, oh, can I not isolate? Like, I'm fully vaccinated. And they were like, no, if everyone's got to do it, you've got to do it.
Oh,
so
it's fucking bullshit, isn't it?
So it was 2 weeks. So he was meant to go on Saturday just gone.
Yeah.
And then they pushed it back to just 10 days. So it's
Well,
not
it's
too
not so bad.
But he's in a cabin in Nelson.
I bet he's sweating his tits off as well because it's hot.
I think his is in the shady bit. But we went to Asda on Tuesday and spent like £60 on just crap food.
What, snacks for him?
Yeah. Well, some for me obviously don't get bored of like this by just eating salad. I had my microwave meal for one from the whoopsie section.
Whoopsie.
But yeah, so that's my bad. He's gone for... It's meant to be 3 and a bit months. But now
Probably
it's
be
looking
longer.
like he'll be back at the end of September.
Oh, shit.
Knowing my luck, he'll miss our second wedding anniversary as well.
He did last year, didn't he?
Yeah, so they say the end of September, our wedding anniversary is on the 4th of October. So, we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
But, cheeky fucker's got out of moving house.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got a move date yet, so I'm going to have to do it. I won't be by myself, I know I won't be by myself.
Yeah,
but
but
he's getting out of it.
it's not the same, is it, as moving with him?
And we're buying a house, and my friend Yaz is coming to live with us. She's going to be our tenant.
Lodger, not tenant. You're not renting the whole house to her.
Oh, my friend Yaz, we'll cut that bit, doesn't matter. So I know I won't be by myself.
Yeah.
It's like a big
It's
milestone
bittersweet,
about
isn't
him.
it?
Yeah.
So it's like a really happy time, but at the same time, it's like he's not there to celebrate it with you.
Yeah.
But you can celebrate when he gets
keeps
back.
going, when we get back, we're going to have the key photo in front of the house. You know, you have photos of our keys with us. Like,
Aww. You can just do it with you and Winston, like.
Oh, and a photo of Dave. Oh.
Yeah.
Cute.
So my bad would be that. So things with Faye's dad have got worse, like quite a lot worse. We don't really talk anymore. I've blocked him on everything. I've blocked his whole family on everything.
Cut out toxic.
Toxic has gone, but he's moved into his girlfriend's house, which is fine. That I don't care. But he forgot to tell me when having my child overnight.
So you didn't know where she was at?
No.
That's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah, and then she came back and she was like, so Faye came back and was like, I live with Daddy's girlfriend now. And I was like, no you don't. She was like, yeah, I stayed there this weekend. And I was just thinking, don't care that he lives there, but I care that I didn't know where my child is, because if something happens to her, what's going on? What else has happened with Faye in the last 2 months? Oh, they think she might have diabetes. So we had to go to the hospital for that last Friday or the Friday before?
Last Friday.
And they haven't even done a blood test on her because they're in arguments over who takes over her care.
So bad, isn't it?
So because she's already under a consultant because of her epilepsy, there's a separate consultant for diabetes, but because she's already under a consultant, the other consultant doesn't want to step on the other consultant's toes, but her epilepsy consultant doesn't want to order the blood test because she doesn't specialise in diabetes. So it's ridiculous, really. So in the end, we just ended up seeing a nutritionist who was literally like, oh, you already do everything that I'd advise you to do, so don't worry about it. And I was just like, so what's the point? And we were sitting in the waiting room, but because they put our paperwork in a different door to her door, she was half an hour late because she thought we just didn't turn up.
That is so nice.
Yeah, and obviously
such lack of communication.
Yeah, and obviously in a hospital at the moment, there's no toys available, so we literally had to sit in a square, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But I think that's my bad. I don't think I've got anything else. I can't even remember what I did yesterday.
It's quite good that you haven't got any bad, really.
Yeah, I don't. Apart from Faye, that's it. Oh, she's been vile at the moment though, but I don't know if that's my ugly or if that's my bad.
Go for it with your ugly.
Yeah, I'll go for it. What, shall I go now?
Yeah, go now.
She has been vile. She tells me that she hates me all the time, that she doesn't want to live with me, that I'm not her favourite when I am, that
she
Daddy
stomps her feet, didn't she?
Her attitude is, she's literally me, but mini.
I bet your mum is fucking loving it.
Yeah. But yeah, she tells me that I don't get anything for her. Her dad does it all for her, and I'm just thinking, if only you knew, girl, how far that £20 a week actually goes. If only you knew.
£20 £20 a week, last of the big spenders.
Yeah, but yeah, she's just been vile at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know if she knows change is coming. So obviously she starts school in September. She got her school place though, so I suppose that's good. But I don't know if it's because change is coming.
I don't know. When I was Faye's age, my mum will tell you soon that I was like that. I would go to my dad's house and then I'd come back and be a fucking bitch.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know if it's because when she goes to her dad's, she doesn't really do much
or have a routine, or she knows what's expected of her here. Mm-hmm. Whereas she's gone somewhere else that's completely different, and she comes back and she's probably shattered. She's probably really tired.
Here, it's me, her, and Jess. But Jess works most evenings, so it's me and Faye. And Faye's asleep by 7:30, like latest 8:00. Whereas at her dad's, there's him, his girlfriend, his 3 other children, and Faye.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And she's probably got those other children as well to entertain her.
Yeah.
So she's busy, being busy, like playing and stuff, probably doesn't realise the time.
And obviously here she has her own room, whereas there she sleeps with 3 other children in one room.
Yes, if one of them's awake, they're all awake.
Yeah. And they quite often get up quite early, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking, and she don't go to bed till like 9:30 there.
9:30's late for me.
Isn't it just? Yes, that's my ugly. Her attitude just stinks.
Hopefully she'll grow out of it when she's in more of a set routine with school and that.
I hope so. Oh, God.
Keeping you awake, mate.
Apparently so, sorry.
So, my ugly is my fucking wonderful dog. I had to say fucking because I was going to say something horrible, but then I realised I do actually really love him, and it's not his fault. But if any of you friends with me on Facebook... I don't think I put anything on Instagram, maybe on my story. I'm not very good with technology. My dog had to have very, 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 very expensive surgery. I'll pay for it again though. But his it started off, I'll go from the beginning. It started off on a Friday. My friend was at the door and I just remember hearing him squeal, like a really high-pitched squeal.
Yeah.
And I thought he'd jumped off the sofa or choked on something. So I ran in. Dave was with him and he's like, oh, I don't know what's happened. And I was like, oh, me either. And then he stopped and was fine. I was like, maybe he was sometimes he does it. You know, dogs hack things up. They've got a tickle in their throat. So we thought it might be that. And then he just started, his ears were pinned back and his shoulders were pinned back and he just started shaking. And I was like, he ain't right. He's not been right for a while. So I spoke to the dog walkers and they said that he was reserved when he went out. 'Cause at this point he was going out once a week with them. And then it got to the next day and he was really bad. So we took him to the vets and they injected him with methadone and gave us some gabapentin or pregabalin.
No, gabapentin.
Gabapentin.
Yeah.
Gave us some gabapentin and something for osteoarthritis, and they said that it could be his back legs, they're not really sure what it is, but it could be a trapped nerve, it could be anything, so give him these course of medications to help him. So he would have his meds and he would be fine, and then they would wear off. So then they wore off at 8 o'clock that night, so we were up pretty much all night with him. And then the next day they wore off... No, they didn't. The next day we had to take him to the emergency vets.
Because they didn't last, did they?
Yeah, because they didn't last. And then they injected him with methadone again, and then they gave us something else. So it worked out that he was having medication every 4 hours. So we had to stay up with him at night. So we weren't sleeping. He was really reluctant to take his meds when he was in pain. And then by 2 o'clock the next day, that it worn off completely. So we were like, no, there's something not right here. So we called the vets, and while Dave was on the phone to the vets, Winston had an episode and he started screaming. Because I'd like to add in between all this, he was screaming and shouting and crying. It was awful. And I videoed
Literally, I had Aimie on the phone in tears, I don't know what's happening with my baby. It was hard,
it was
wasn't
awful.
it?
It was so hard. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. So I videoed him, and it was awful because in the video you can actually hear me crying, saying it's okay. We took him straight to the vets. They saw him straight away, and the vet came out and she was brilliant, and Winston was on my lap, and I said, no disrespect, but I want you to watch this video, this is what he's like. So I showed her, and she was like, oh my goodness, he is not okay, I'm gonna take him in. And then she talked me through everything. She was like, firstly, I'm going to give him an injection of methadone. It's going to cost you like £19.67. But I need to do that because he's in so much pain. We need to take the pain away. And as she picked him up, he squealed. Everyone was looking at me. And where our vets is, you reverse park and you have to wait outside because of COVID. So I was sat in the car. Cars all waiting at the traffic light in front of me. I was hysterically crying. Dave started crying because I was crying, and I was just like, "Oh, make sure he's okay." It was awful. If anybody saw me and that knew me, like, don't say anything. And then she came back out and she said he's not okay. They did like flexors in his neck, and he wouldn't tip his neck back. And she was like, "So I think there's something going on in his spine." But because his spine's connected to his brain, he needs to see a neurologist. So with that, she was like, I've contacted all the local hospitals. The closest one that they can see him straight away is in Alton. Like, do you know where it is? Can you get there now? And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Give him back. And she was like, if your insurance isn't valid, because they wouldn't pay out, it will probably cost you anywhere from £4,000 to £6,000. And I was literally like, I don't care. I do not care.
You took it out of your house deposit, didn't you?
Yeah, I took it out of our house.
So bear in mind, obviously the last podcast, all we were talking about is how much you and Dave were working so hard to save your deposit. This was happening. Gone. That was, yeah.
It was gone. It was.
But awful. It was worth it.
Yeah, definitely. We drove there. He was drugged up off his face, so he was really happy all the way there. I reckon he fucking loves the vets. Because every time he goes there, they give him an injection of methadone.
Yeah.
And they took him in, took his bloods. I cried all the way home because I had to leave him there. They basically, an MRI scan cost £2,500, and they said once we've done the MRI scan to confirm what we think it is, we want to operate on him. And because he's a flat-faced dog, they wanted to do it straight away because of his esophagus. After surgery, there's more chance of it swelling and getting inflammation. He won't be able to breathe, and then that's when bad shit happens, basically.
But luckily it didn't.
It didn't, yeah. Touch wood, it stays that way. So yeah, he was there for 3 or 4 days. They gave me daily updates, and they said the first night he was there, his pain meds were working so well, they actually had to sedate him because he was doing more harm than good because he was so fucking happy to be there. He was just running around jumping on them all. He was operated on. He came back home with a massive scar.
Before he went home, they were outside waiting for the vet to bring them over, and Aimie was going, "Come here then, what did you say?" I went,
excuse me.
And the vet looked at, she was talking to Winston, but she videoed it, and she was like, excuse me. And because obviously calling Winston, but the vet blatantly thought that Aimie really was talking to her. When
you watch it, he comes out, and I've not seen him in days, and I love him. And I was fully expecting him to be really excited to see us. He was excited, then turned around because he saw a bush. And that's when I went, excuse me.
And the vet was like, yeah, I'm coming.
And I didn't realise until afterwards.
When I pointed it out, wasn't it?
Mortified. But yeah, he's, touch wood, recovered really, really well. Hopefully it won't happen again. But now he has to have his foot operated on because he's got a corn or something growing in it. We don't know what it is. But I'm just baffled because he had a checkup last week and no one noticed it. And Dave asked him to look at his feet because he chews them.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's another thing that I've got to deal with by my bloody self. Fuck you, David Osborne. David, no middle name Osborne, you prick. So yeah, that's my ugly. The poor dog's got so much energy because he can't go for bloody walks because he's limp a lot. Well, obviously he had his operation, so he could only go for 3 10-minute walks a day. Yeah. But now he can't walk properly.
Yeah, she can't stop yawning.
Keeping you awake, mate?
Always.
It's probably because you've already heard that story a million times. Yeah, that's my ugly, but things are on the up and he's a happy boy and I love him.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad he's getting better. So it's kind of like an ugly bit of good at the same time.
Yeah, obviously
it's a good, bad and ugly, that is.
It was shit that it happened, but I'm glad that we were lucky enough to be able, because some people, this is the thing, some people will get dogs, especially French bulldogs, and won't be prepared to pay out for things like that. We always knew that they have breathing issues, they have health issues. We knew that.
Yeah.
If I didn't have the money in my savings account, I would sell my kidney. I would sell my car. There would be a way to pay for it.
Yeah, of course.
I would never not. But the thing is, and what is really sad, and I'm not saying this about all people, but some people would rather pay a £60 euthanasia fee to have a dog put down than £7,000 on surgery.
Yeah.
So it's... and that's where my heart really hurts. So we raised, I'd just like to put this in there, I raised £150 for a French Bulldog charity after this. So
And what was it called?
it's called Floof, for the love of our Frenchies. Hit them up on Facebook. They're really good. And I now volunteer for them as well.
Aww.
So yeah, I just think we should give back. We were able to do that. And
there
take
are
on
people that
dogs
can't.
well, they take the dogs in.
That can't.
And it just, honestly, some of it really hurts my heart. So when we're in the new house and we're all settled, we're going to look at fostering and rescuing.
That would be cute.
Yeah. So that ugly really does turn into a good.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. It's like a fairy tale. Cute.
Right, we have one more good that isn't actually to do with either of us.
Oh, yeah.
So we mentioned Jodie at the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we said how she's running our social medias. Now, Jodie's been my best friend since I was 13 years old, so that's coming up to 13, 14 years this year, whatever. I don't know how old I am anymore.
Well old.
Basically, she got engaged, was it last year or the year before? It was either, I think it was, I don't know.
Anyway, she's engaged.
She was engaged to her now husband, and they were gonna have a big ass wedding like most people do, and she was on the podcast in my head. And if you don't know, Jodie went through a lot of shit in her life, and is still obviously battling quite a few battles, as everyone is. She informed me a week ago that her and her fiance were eloping, and only 4 people outside of her household were going to be there. And yesterday, so the 2nd of June, just to let you all know, she got married. Her and Colt got married. So she is now
so beautiful.
Oh, her dress is stunning. I really fully expected her to get married in black, but it was silver and it was embroidered, and they just look so happy. So Jodie and Colt, we are wishing you a lifetime of happiness, and we love you lots.
Yes, congratulations.
Don't make any more babies until I can meet Liberty first, though. Thank you.
And also, welcome to the wife club. It's not that great. Well, it is. No, it is good. It's great.
I can't comment on that one, sorry.
It is good. I love being a wifey. Wifey for life.
Wifey for lifey. Right.
Okay.
That was the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, and to finish off, I wanted to do some silly scenarios that I've heard from another podcast, because I love me listening to podcasts.
What podcast? We need to at least give them some...
Oh, it's Jack Mate's Happy Hour.
Okay.
They have a few scenarios, and I was listening to it the other day, and I thought this one was really good. So if you had a bag, and in this bag there are 99 blue balls and 1 Red Bull. Red Bull, sorry. So anyway, you have 99 blue balls and a Red Bull. If you pull out a blue ball, you get £1 million. But if you pull out the Red Bull, you die. Would you pull any balls out?
Yeah.
How many?
Well, 1.
Just 1. You can just keep going until...
Oh, you can keep going.
Yeah.
I'd pull 4 out.
4.
Yeah.
So on this podcast, one of the other presenters, or like whatever, actually bought a bag of marbles in 100 blue, 99 blue, 1 red, and they all did it. And one of them pulled the red one out straight away.
Really?
Yeah. No, I think it was like 3 balls in or something. But yeah, I just thought it was a good scenario.
Yeah,
so
I'd probably do 4.
What would you do?
Yeah, I'd probably pull out 4.
I think I would pull...
I wouldn't want to be too greedy.
2 out, but they're like, if you get the red one, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah, I'd probably just go 4.
Yeah, I think I'd go for 2 and then see how I feel after 2. Because my luck.
You could live on £1 million.
Yeah, I'd probably pull the fucking red one out straight away. That's it. And it's a slow, painful death, not like dead straight away. Slow, painful death.
Oh. Yeah, I'd still probably go 4.
Okay. And another one that they did was, if you were walking down the street and someone in front of you dropped a lottery ticket, you couldn't catch up with them, you knew who it was, and then you later found out that that was the winning lottery ticket, would you tell them or would you keep it?
Fucking keep it.
Would you actually?
Yeah.
What if it was someone you knew?
Well, it depends how close to them I am, because if I hate them, fuck you. But if it's my mum, here it is, but share. Do you know what I mean?
Here it is, but share.
It depends on how well I know them. Like, if it's just like someone... But then, you've got to think of it literally. Okay. Because if they claim that that's their ticket, they can go back and track it, and you can get done for fraud and stealing.
Yeah, but if that wasn't relevant...
Oh, okay. I'd probably keep it.
So what then if you found out that that person was like really broke and they had like 3 kids?
So the fuck am I? But with 1 kid.
Would you not even give them anything?
It depends how much I like them.
Okay, let's change this. If I dropped a winning lottery ticket...
Would you help me?
What?
You would help me, yeah, so I'd give it to you.
Yeah, of course I'd help
Yeah.
you.
No,
Okay.
even if you wouldn't help me, I'd give it to you. But if it was, for instance, someone that I went to school with that I haven't spoken to in years, no, what the fuck?
Fair.
But if it was...
I think about this, I think if it was like some of the cancer...
Yeah, but if it was like you, my mum, my sister, like Bobby, I'd give it to them, obviously.
Okay.
What
I think
about
like
you?
that I would give it.
See, if it was someone you didn't like, say someone that you absolutely hated, that's... Would you give it to them?
No.
Exactly. You'd keep it.
Okay, I'd
yeah?
keep it, yeah.
So it depends on who
But
it
the thing
is.
is, like, I was talking to Dave about this, like, I think I would do so much good if I had loads of money. Like,
Yeah, I would.
I'm not an
I'd still work
arsehole.
as well, because I'd get so bored. Probably not where I work now, but I'd get so bored.
Yeah.
I'd sort my family out first and then I'd help. But I'd want my family to be comfortable.
somewhere on Reddit. Do you have Reddit?
Yeah.
I quite like Reddit. I read a post on there and it's like, if you win the lottery, do not tell anyone.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Like,
because
you don't
they're just
tell anyone,
they're friends with you
and
for
then
money.
Get a solicitor that you don't know, have any relationship with, and get them to draw up something. Have a pot, put 20% of it in the pot, and then that's for your family and the rest is for you.
Yeah.
Don't buy them houses, don't do this. I was literally like, what?
That's right though.
Yeah.
But I'd still buy
Not
my
that
mum
I'd ever win the lottery.
I'd buy my mum a house. No, because I don't even do it.
I do. And I get an email.
I've won $2,000 on the lottery once.
Fair.
And that was literally it.
Is that one lucky dip?
Yeah, lucky dip number,
Fair.
yeah.
I get emails every now and then, like few and far between, saying news about your ticket, and I think today's the day. Today is the day, and they're like £2.80. I'm like, that's 20p
you've won a
profit.
free lucky dip.
It's just 20p profit. What am I going to buy with that?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But no, I think I'd keep it.
Yeah, same.
It depends on the person. If it was someone I was close to or I had a good relationship with, obviously I'd give it to them. And if there was chance of being caught, obviously I'd give it to them. But if it was someone I don't have a relationship that I don't like and there's no chance of being caught, I would keep it.
Fair. I think everyone's probably the same as that. Yeah.
And if you can't admit that, you're a liar. You don't.
Yeah.
You do look at the toilet paper when you poo.
I literally was going to say that. That's how you know. That is how you know. Okay, I think that's it from us today. I don't have any more silly scenarios. I was meant to think of more, but didn't.
You didn't tell me to think of any, so I didn't.
I know, sorry. Okay then, are you ready?
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Bye!
This is a public service announcement to let you know that we have successfully wasted 30 minutes of your time. You'll be back same time next week.